I love the blazing star plants. Love them. They are so freaking cool looking. How could you look at this and think it's anything other than friggin' cool? So yeah, this particular blazing star is the dense blazing star, Liatris spicata. Now I have heard that pronounced different ways, but I'm going to pronounce it my way. Spicata meaning spike because it has that spike of purple flowers. And you're wondering what Liatris spicata looks like when it comes up in the spring, right? You don't want to pull it out accidentally as a weed. So first, let's make sure that we're talking about the same plant. So here are the specs on this beauty. To achieve that 5 or 6 feet tall and to get the most impressive blooms, you almost certainly will need full sun and moist, loamy soil. But if you have partial sun or clay soil, Liatris spicata will still grow. It just maybe won't be quite as impressive, like these ones you're looking at right here. Not quite as impressive. So the dense blazing star is relatively hardy, not the hardiest, but pretty darn solid. So what does an established dense blazing star look like when it comes up in the spring? Okie doke, here we are. So this is mid-spring, which is early April for me. What is mid-spring for you? That is when dense blazing star will first come up. So this light green is common for those leaves as they come up. That's only about an inch tall. This old brown thing I'm showing you is a stalk left up from last year. And to be honest, in my opinion, dense blazing star, when it comes up, that little inch tall bits of leaves there, man, they look like they could be almost any plant, don't they? I have a hard time identifying them when they're only that 1 or 2 inches tall. But here now, we've jumped, still mid-spring, but mid-April now. So this is only 5 days later, and already now we're maybe more at 2 or 3 inches tall. And now they look a little bit more like the dense blazing star that I know. I have 2 clips here I'm going to show you. These ones, you see more of a bunch of them growing together. Still that light green and a little taller. This one looks a lot more like that first clip you saw, which is just to say, you know, there's a little variability in exactly when they'll come up, give or take a week, you know, here or there, and how quickly they come up at first. So these look about an inch tall like those first ones did. And then here is the last clip I'll show you. So this is late spring now. For me, that's early May. So this is 3.5 weeks from the last video, about 4 weeks or a month from that very first clip you saw. And now you can see it looks a lot like a grass, which is very common for dense blazing star. It's got those long, thin leaves that grow at the bottom and bunch there. At some point a stalk will come up, or multiple stalks that will have those flower spikes. But for right now, as it's coming up, this is maybe a foot tall, and you can see they look like a bunch of grass. Actually, if you're looking for a replacement in your yard for a non-native grass, there are a bunch of native grasses, but I always think Liatris spicata is a decent choice too. It's got the grass-like leaves on it. It can form pretty big bunches over time. You can get really big bunches of Liatris spicata, just like with the grasses. But then you get this purple flower on top, which is delightful. Anyways, so that is Liatris spicata for you, dense blazing star, what it looks like coming up in the springtime. So plant some native plants, maybe Liatris spicata, and don't pull it out in the springtime thinking it's a weed.